Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. It's a regular look at a board game, and I've picked a one that's been around quite a while, and most of you may have heard of this. I've certainly forgot about it till I looked it up again and started having a go at it and playing with it. Obviously it's a version of Ludo and frustration and headache and all things like that. But it's quite good in its day. There are different versions of it. I'm looking at the Waddingtons. We've gone back to our old faithful Waddingtons, the 1973 version of the game. Sorry. So obviously it's a nice game because it's good fun. I say it is Ludo based, but there's a little bit of nastiness involved in it as well. And you're supposed to obviously apologise to your opponents if certain things happen in the game. So just a quick thing on Sorry today. Again, little tweak of the rules perhaps at the end, just to tell you about. But it's a simple game. I mean, some of the new ones, a lot of the videos I've seen, it's getting about a 4 or 5 rating on Board Game Geek, which isn't high really. It's a bit unfair because it's a nice simple game, but it is good fun for all ages as well. And obviously, adults can have just as much fun as the kids with Sorry. As I say, the version I've got here is probably not one you see as often. It's obviously you see different versions. I'll just show you the board now, so you can just check the board out and see what I mean by it being different to what you may have seen before. So yeah, I mean, the board is quite flimsy. It's quite not overly thing, but obviously nice. It does the job. I mean, it does the job. And it is a game you don't play with dice, do you? You don't play. You have your pawns, but you don't actually have dice in the game. You've got your 4 colours. Obviously, that's a purple, yellow, red, and green. Like Ludo, you have your home bases. This is your home. So there's yellow's home there. Got little 4 spaces for your counters to sit on. Once you get onto this stretch, a little arrow there. So you work your way around the board. So I'm presuming I'm yellow now. Once you get to this, obviously you go into your home. Once you're onto this home stretch, nothing can happen to you, but you need the exact number to finish the game. So to get in those 4 spots, you will need to get the exact number. And as I said, it's not playing with dice, but again, you can play with dice if you want. You can have two 12 dice and use these as the guide for what actually you do on each thing. So obviously, if you throw a 1, well, you can't throw a 1, can you? So if you throw a 1 or 2, you do what it says on there. So you just change it because there's a couple of numbers missing. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no 6. There's no 9 and 10. So you can have your sorry card, which comes into, you can have that as number 10. And obviously you could obviously forget 1 and have 2 and 6 as the ones where you can actually do things, start or move forward. So you can adapt it and play it with dice rather than these. So anyway, for the game, it's more fun, isn't it? Just it makes a change not having dice. You're not knocking things all over the place. So there's different things that can happen, obviously, with this game. So to actually get out of your bed, this is your start point. So to actually get out of your start, you need to get, if you pull a 1, so when you start turning these cards over, just gradually do them all the way through. Play the game, turn them over and keep them down. And obviously, if you get through a pile and you're still playing, you just turn them over and shuffle them and start again. But these are all the basic moves. So 1, start or forward 1. So with a 1 card, you can bring your pawn out of base. Or obviously, if you're playing the game and you're somewhere along the line, you can just move 1. So it's up to you. Bring 1 out or move 1. So that's quite simple, isn't it, with number 1? And with number 2, again, you can bring 1 out or move forward 2. Or you can move forward 2 with number 2. Number 3, quite simple. You just move 3 forward. Says it on the card. 4, you can go back. Go back 4. Now the thing with that is, if you're actually there, if you're actually on the start point, if you notice, if you go back 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can actually come and get to the finish. So if you do get that, it's always handy to keep one of your pawns near the start, just in case you do draw that card, because then you can actually go back and then come and actually finish the game without going around the board. So that's quite a good one. 5 is basically to move forward 5. 7, forward or split. So you can actually move 7 forward, or you can actually split it as well. So you can actually move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can move another 1, 1. So you can actually split the 7 and move 2 pawns. forward. So you can move 8 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10 forward or 1 back. So you can move 10 forward or 1 back. I mean, you might say, well, why would you move 1 back? Well, look at these. These are slides all around the board. There's all these slides there. So if you're over there, for instance, you can't do it on your own colour. You know, yellow slide, you can't slide. But if you actually land, say you've landed on there from a previous turn, and it says 10 forward or back 1, you can actually go back 1. And then you can actually slide, and the way of doing this is by slide forward to the end. And because you've actually slid into this guy, he has to go back to base. He can't. So that's what slide does. Obviously, the whole thing of this is actually if you land on an opponent, you can send him back to his base. So if he's near home and you land on him, you can send him all the way back to base. So that's why 10 forward seems a logical thing to do. But at times going back 1, so that's where the strategy comes in. Going back 1 might also be good. And 11, so there we go. So let's, for instance, say you're there. Your opponent's over here. You can go 11 forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Or, obviously, you can change places. So you can swap him for him. So it ends up you've moved on, and he's obviously moved right. He's obviously also moved as well, but it's benefit to you. And you've moved him near his home as well. So again, it's strategy what you want to do with that. 12 is basically moves 12 forward. And obviously the sorry is basically if you get a sorry card, and say you're yellow, right? Well, say you're green. Let's be green. Now, would you go there if you didn't have, say you had a couple of players out there? You can actually swap with someone else. So you can actually, if you're green, you could swap, take that yellow and knock him back to his base. So the sorry can, you have to remember to say sorry as well. So you have to say sorry. So basically, it's a matter of getting around the board, knocking the opponents off, landing on them, knocking them back, or sliding. If you land on one of these slides, so if your green man lands on there by an exact count, you can slide to there. If there's any on there, you can slide them off and knock them back to base. So it's all a matter of getting. You've got to get home, and you've got to plan when you get these cards. You turn them over 1 by 1, what you're going to do. So, I mean, if I was playing just the 2-player, let's just play yellow and green here. So yellow and green we're playing. Can't go 5. You need a 1 or 2 to get out initially. Can't go back. 3. Red. Sorry. 12 forward. So you can play quite a lot of the game without anything happening. Right, 1 start. So yellow's got 1. 3 started. Or forward 1. Right, this is green's go. 2. So green's got out there now. Yellow, start or draw forward. Now you can't bring another one out because he's on the spot. So you can only all you can do is move 2 forward. You can't occupy the same space. If you occupy the same space with an opponent, then you can knock them back to base, obviously. And there's 12 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11, change places or go forward. So what's better for that? I mean, yeah, you're putting him nearer home, obviously, but change places there. So you're nearer home now with that. Green to go. 4 back. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Start by sending a pawn back. So the thing is, what you've got to do, if you go there, you're going to have to go around the thing again. So you can choose not to go. You can choose not to take your turn. So you don't have to play the card, because obviously by doing that, you end up going to have to go all the way around again. So you just ignore it. Green 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yellow 11, change places or forward. There's no point in changing places because he's over there. So you're going to move your 11 forward. 3 forward. Let's see, you can't see up there, can you? start or forward or go again. So you bring your 2 out there because you got a 1 or a 2. So that's basically how the game progresses. You're going to have to decide on strategy, because at the end of the day, it's to get to the home base. The first person to get to the home base obviously wins the game. So that's the idea. You could get to this stage where you're like that. These 2 are safe, but you're literally drawing cards so you get the right number that you want to actually do what you do. Once you're on this safe space there, obviously there's the other opponents can't knock you back or knock you off or things like that. So I say it's basically Ludo with a bit of strategy thrown in. And again, you can play it. You can play it with dice. It's only a 4-player game, but you can also play with 5 or 6 players, because you can actually make it so that you share bases with someone else, and you could have three pawns each. You can take pawns from another game if you've got these sort of pawns and play more than 4 players. So you can play at 5 or 6 players. It does get a bit busy, but hey, that's better because there's more chance of you knocking people off and getting thrown off, etc., etc. But hey, that's a nice game. I mean, that's a nice simple game. It's been evolved over time, obviously, called Sorry. And there are sort of franchises now. There's a Disney version of Sorry, and various other games have been made into using the Sorry format, and actually they've made other games with it, from other people, which is nice, because it's nice to have a franchise thing, isn't it? I mean, if you look at some of the things I've got, obviously the Scenics are all different franchises, etc. So you've got different types of Scenics. You've got Disney Scenics, Twilight Scenics, and all that sort of thing. And Sorry's the same. They've sort of done a lot like that. So if you've got a favourite thing, and there's quite a few different variations if you look online. I mean, price-wise, you're talking anything between £10, £12 and £20, £25. And there's plenty of these about, because as I say, there's the updated versions as well. This is an earlier version. An earlier board, as I said, quite flimsy, but it still does the job. And obviously it's available on all the various websites. So that's Sorry today. It's just a quick one today. But that's fun. I like that. I think it's an adult. You can play as adults as well as kids. I think it's a good family game. It's good to just have a bit of fun with yourselves as well. And it is Ludo. Yeah, of course it's Ludo. But rather than get Ludo out, I mean, perhaps you can adapt Ludo. You can adapt Ludo to do similar things, can't you? Obviously, just take these cards, take the instructions for the numbers, and put them to a pair of dice. Do things like that, or have a play around with it. But I think those kids are still like this. It'll stand the test of time. I mean, this first came out in the 1920s, and it was based on another older game, so it does stand the test of time. 90, 100 years later. I hope you enjoy that. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie. I'm on Facebook at Movie Game Nostalgia. And there's other links to my moviegamenostalgia.com website for DVDs, videos, and of course these board games. This board games, I think, is on my site at the moment between £12 and £15. And I can't remember quite off the top of my head this little head what the price is, but it's I've got a couple of copies of this for this older 73 version as well. As I said, there are. I have had the other versions in as well of various types, but have a look around, see if there's any that the Disney one, especially, is a good one, isn't it? If you like the Disney stuff, sort of stuff like that. Please watch it on YouTube. If you push the subscribe button and push the bell notifications if you want to be informed when these videos are coming out. And obviously I do movie reviews and obviously a football thing with Manchester City, City Present and City Past. So I do a history one and Manchester City now. So hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, Christmas. I mean, we're near Christmas now. You may be watching this after Christmas, but it's always the right time to play games, isn't it? It's not just Christmas, is it? I mean, you have a games week. I mean, if you're a family like me, we used to always have, certainly 2 or 3 times a month we'd have a games night, and just make it a routine thing where you can all, get them off the phone, get them off the mobile phones, get them off the tablets, get them off the laptops, and get them playing board games. There's nothing like it, and there's still plenty about. There's a lot of complicated ones around now, new board games, but I try and choose the easy ones and simple ones that you can all get involved with. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. Whatever you're doing the rest of your day, have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, and especially look after your family. And hopefully I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.